Hey there, welcome to 604 Training Solutions. In this video tutorial, we're going to cover Agile user stories, and let's put it in perspective. Although it's a rather underrated aspect of the Agile process, it's absolutely fundamental. It replaces the requirements specification, and it's part of the new product or new release cycle. So it's the starting point, and really it's the blueprint that you're going to be using to create your new product or new release. So for those of you who are not sure about Agile, what it is, this is not an Agile explanation, but what we hope to cover in this is get you started writing the Agile stories. Now, whether you're a business analyst, a product manager, project manager, developer, systems analyst, or tester, or if you happen to fall into the role of instructional designer, technical writer, content specialist, marketing specialist. Hey, guess what? The cool thing is that all of you can contribute and write Agile user stories. So, what am I talking about and what does it take? It's very simple. As a who, I want what, because, why, which we will explore. What do you need? A writing implement and either an index card or a sticky note. And cut over to this wall here. This is an example of how user stories would be displayed in the development environment. Now, the categories and how you position them, calendarize them, organize them, that's out of the scope of this particular session. But in this particular case, it's very simple to be done, work in progress, and done. So let's cut to the chase. Most people hate writing, and the good news is it can fit into an index card, onto an index card. Okay, so let's go back to what it is. It's a statement or representation of what customers want. It could be a particular customer, it could be customers in general. So it can be written by, as I said, a number of people. And where do these come from? Well, if you've got access to customers, great. It can be a direct statement that you hear at a user conference, in a customer sales call, a meeting. You can get it from your support system during a support call. Oftentimes, customers will tell you the language may not be written like, as a who, I want what, because why, but they are statements of wish, of desired functionality. So, as I mentioned at the beginning, these replace requirement specs, and they're so easy and yet so essential. They will essentially sweeten and shorten the process and ultimately make customers happy. So let's talk a little bit about this. As a who, I want what and because why. The who can be the role or job title. When I mean role, it could be power user, newbie user, system administrator, system implementer. So the more you know about the end user and this role, the better. And if you don't have access to the customers, that's where detailed personas come in. I want what? Now this should fit into an index card. So we're not talking about a monster list, which I'll get to in a minute. We're talking about a simple statement that fills maybe 10 lines max. Okay, I want the following because, and because can be replaced by so that I, because, well, I already said that. I'm looking for the following value. I have this problem to solve. So ultimately, the best user stories actually do have statements of value in them. And some of them can even include metrics like the cost and time that you want to be able to save or the money you want to be able to make. So for those of you that are used to the waterfall method, you might be thinking, how can I possibly replace a requirement specification with something as simple as this? Well, the beauty is these are one-off statements. They can be connected in families of user stories called epics. And guess what? You can add artifacts such as workflow diagrams, surveys, customer requests, and in fact, the good old requirement specifications. So, as I had mentioned, they go onto walls like this. Let's talk a little bit about how large and what are the characteristics, what are the requirements that they need to meet. So some people use the acronym INVEST, and what does that stand for? Well, it consists of independence. Each user story has to be independent. Negotiable means negotiable as far as implementation. In other words, there's no fixed way of doing it. It's all open for grabs. Value has to have a value statement. It has to be estimatable. And as far as size, it has to be done in a sprint, no matter how long your sprint is. And last but not least, it has to be testable. Now, there's another aspect to user stories which fall into acceptance criteria, and we'll get into those at a future tutorial. So, as I mentioned, families of user stories are called epics. And if you have an enormous, gargantuan request that consists of many families, those are called themes. So you start mapping, you start writing, you start posting, you start having discussions. And what do? Once it's all mapped out, hammered out, well, after everything has been said and done, everybody's been looped in, basically you're ready to start going. And you're ready to start looking at what does it take to take a story and develop out from that. And next we'll talk a little bit about how that works, how it works within your toolset framework. What can you do in terms of managing your user stories? What types of tools to use? In conclusion, let's just say, send me your horror stories, send me your user stories and your old requirement specs, the questions you've got, and we'll focus that in the next upcoming workshop. Again, here it is, 604trainingsolutions@gmail.com. I hope this helped. Look forward to your feedback. Bye for now.